Given the shambles the American economy finds itself in as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, the only card it has left to play in its contention with China is the military. The greatest economy the world has ever seen is in a self-induced coma, a consequence of Trump's incompetent handling of the situation. If he hadn't dismantled the National Security Council's Directorate for Global Health, Security, and Biodefense, which had developed plans in preparation for a potential pandemic, and ignored early warnings from both the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, and U.S. intelligence services, the U.S. could have responded in time to mitigate the devastating impact of the pandemic on both its health services and economy. But Trump's hubris and the sycophantic fawning of his underlings in the White House blinded him to the reality of what was about to happen, and he was caught flat-footed. His only recourse has been to ramp up his vitriolic attacks against China as the cause of all U.S. troubles and to distract attention away from America's domestic crises by inflaming tensions abroad in the Middle East against Iran, in Latin America against Venezuela, and in East Asia against China. In order to do so, Trump has engaged in military provocations in all three regions. The problem is, however, that the three nations he has targeted have shown firm resolve in resisting U.S. aggression and its schemes to impose imperialist hegemony in their respective regions. There is very little else that Trump can do other than mount propaganda campaigns in the media to demonize his geopolitical rivals and flex America's military muscles to impress his adversaries. Tactically, the U.S. looks fierce, bristling with trillions of dollars of military equipment, but strategically it is a paper tiger. It has lost every military conflict it has engaged in since the end of World War II, suffering one ignominious defeat after another. As a consequence of its criminal wars, millions of innocent people have died and whole nations have been left in ruins. But the U.S. has not been able to impose its will in Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, or Afghanistan. Neither will it have success in its current campaigns. The aggressive posturing of the U.S. in the Taiwan Strait and the South China Sea is meant to show the flag in support of its allies in the region and bully and intimidate China into submission. That, of course, is an illusory pipe dream that only a brain-dead militarist could entertain. China will never give up its sovereignty over either Taiwan or the South China Sea and will fight back against any force that seeks to challenge her. China does not seek military conflict, but will not shy away from it either if push comes to shove. Trump, for all his bravado, knows this to be the case, as he is a chicken hawk at heart. The U.S. military establishment also knows full well that it cannot prevail against China in any armed conflict. Rather than ease tensions and seek accommodations to resolve conflicts, all that Trump's provocations do is exacerbate them and deflect attention away from the domestic failures of his administration brought on by the pandemic. The danger exists, however, that a misstep could spin out of control and create a truly volatile situation to everyone's detriment. Let's hope that cooler heads prevail.